Hi, I'm Will Brayton. This is Crash Course History Review, and today we'll be discussing the regional and transregional interactions of the period 600 to 1450 CE. This period in world history was unique because for the first time, large exchange networks between regions were developing, which facilitated cross-cultural exchange in volumes never before seen. The largest amount of this exchange occurred in Eurasia on the Silk Roads, in the Indian Ocean Trading Network, and across the Sahara on the Sand Roads. These commercial networks spread not only goods but ideas and traditions, and introduced them to regions that had never encountered them before. The development and expansion of these trading networks was caused by innovations in transportation technology and commercial practices. In the Americas, there was more local trade and less trade between civilizations. At this time, China was brought out of an era of fragmentation by the Sui dynasty and into a golden age by the succeeding Tang and Song dynasties. These dynasties began the civil service examination system, the tribute system, and the silk industry in China. There was also an economic boom caused by population growth and agricultural breakthroughs that made Song China the richest and most populated empire on earth. Chinese Buddhism flourished in this time and became a central part of Chinese culture, which it would continue to be for centuries to come. Outside of China, Korea and Vietnam retained their political independence from China and participated in the tribute system. The Korean Xia dynasty sought to replicate China and eventually exceeded China in restrictions, especially on women. Vietnam's elite classes adopted much of Chinese culture, but beyond that, Vietnam retained a very unique culture. Japan had an easier time avoiding Chinese assimilation, being separated by ocean, but still selectively borrowed from Chinese society. The 7th century CE saw the beginning and rise of Islam as a major world religion. The religion was founded by the Prophet Muhammad, who wrote his revelations in the Quran, which would become the sacred book of Islam. Among these guidelines were the 5 pillars of Islam: submission to Allah, the one true God, ritual prayer, charity, fasting during Ramadan, and the Hajj, or pilgrimage to Mecca. Arabic Muslims soon developed an empire and enforced Sharia, or Islamic law, upon all its subjects. The Abbasids were the first Islamic caliphate to rule the empire, but upon their fall, a civil war broke out among Muslims over who should become the next caliph, and this was the beginning of the Sunni-Shia divide. Further variations of the Islamic faith included Sufism, a more mystical form that sought a personal connection to God, and Sikhism, which was a blend of Islam and Hinduism that was created when Islam reached India. Christianity went through a series of changes as well. First of all was the contraction and near disappearance of the religion in Asia and Africa. Secondly, Christianity in the Western world split into 2 main sects. The first was the Eastern Orthodox Church, which began in the Byzantine Empire. The second was the Roman Catholic Church, which was centered in the Holy Roman Empire. The main division between the two was whether or not the Pope was head of the Christian world. The Catholic Church sent men on missions, or crusades, to take over land, saying it was the wish of God. These were often very bloody and resulted in the fighting of Muslims, Jews, and Eastern Orthodox Christians. Pastoral peoples had been present in Central Asia for centuries, but had never played as big a role on the world stage as, wait for it, the Mongols. The Mongols quickly created an enormous empire, with a disciplined and brutal army led by Genghis Khan. In China, they took control of the government, calling themselves the Yuan dynasty. Controlling so much land at once, they were able to bring new changes to the world. Let's go to the thought bubble. The Mongols were controlling the Silk Roads in a very efficient manner, where merchants could safely travel without the fear of bandits, allowing religions like Buddhism and Islam to spread throughout. Europe got a boost in technology from Asia as well, since they were exposed to new ideas. Meanwhile, there was the Indian Ocean trade, which wasn't controlled by the Mongols, but was controlled by the Arabs and Muslims. Unfortunately, with all this interaction going on, it allowed for diseases to spread easily, especially the Black Plague, which killed 50 to 90% of the populations. Thanks, Thought Bubble. The 15th century brought changes all around the globe. Ming China recovered from Mongol rule and restored Confucian and Buddhist traditions. Europe experienced a renewed love for culture, known as the Renaissance, and the Ottoman Empire was created by Turkish people and became a large Islamic power in the Middle East. The Songhai Empire flourished in West Africa on commerce across the Sahara Desert. In India, the Mughal Empire was established, where a mostly Muslim elite ruled over a mostly Hindu population. Panning over to the Americas, the Aztec and Inca civilizations thrived without any interaction with Eurasia. Their cultures practiced polytheistic religions, which was different from much of the rest of the world. Both empires unfortunately fell upon the arrival of Europeans. That's all for Quick Review History. Thanks for watching.